Welcome to part 2 of Battle of Olympus, where I am back in Argolis, and I am here to rescue Prometheus. One thing I forgot to do was show off that I went in through the left door, but that's just a short thing to know. Here we're gonna get more of the same with snakes and bats. There's gonna be a lot of those guys, and in these doors are usually gonna be hints. You want to bait these snakes into going up, and with the bats, it's pretty tough to predict where they're gonna go. And especially when you get swarmed by them, you just end up getting hit anyway. I just want to get you out of the way so you don't knock me into the pit. So, once we keep going, this guy actually tells you about the salamanders. Just in case you want to know. I'm gonna bait this guy out. Yeah, I just want to keep going here. I think I should probably get the bats out of the way before I end up fighting the boss. Yeah, let's just take care of you. And here's the boss. This is actually the Nemean lion that Heracles had to slaughter as part of his 10 labors. You know, I was gonna say a lot more about him, but then he just died really easily. Anyway, the way Heracles had to defeat him was by clubbing him in the mouth, since his skin was actually impervious to any kind of weapon. So yeah, that's your fun Greek mythology fact of the day. And here we rescue Prometheus. He tells you how to shoot fire, and Prometheus was actually a demigod who stole fire from the gods and gave it to man. And as a result, well, I think it was Zeus who decided to punish him by, I guess chaining him to, I forgot what the rock was called, and having an eagle eat his liver every day. And that was until Heracles freed him. And since Prometheus was immortal, his liver grew back every day, so it was just more of the same. But, see, what I need to do now is get back, and after that I need to go to Peloponnesus. And I'm almost there. Just have to somehow get in between that snake and that bat. Yeah, you know what, I'll just cut until I'm at Arcadia ready to go to Peloponnesus. See, there was one thing I forgot to mention, and that's, I am actually gonna have to make a little pit stop at Attica. And, at Attica, this is actually my go-to grinding spot, because there's actually gonna be something in the next section after the Peloponnesus forest that's gonna require olives. So I'm just gonna take care of that right now, instead of, having to go through the forest and, back again. And in case you're wondering, this area is my go-to grinding spot. And this is actually a lot easier now that I have fire. So I can just shoot the goat men as well as the scorpions. And they hit me anyway. But yeah, I'll just see you back at Arcadia once I have 60 olives. Okay, we are back, and I'm just a little bit beyond Zeus's temple. And into the Peloponnesus forest. And right away you're gonna see that flamingos are attacking me, as well as bats. It had to be bats, didn't it? With the staff of fennel you can burn those spider webs, so that's always good. See, this place is a big maze. It's pretty easy to get lost, but the good news is with your gravity flip, if you hold the jump button, then you can actually flip onto ceilings. So that'll make this place a little bit easier to deal with. See, first thing I need to do is go into here. That's the wrong one. It's actually the one to the left. Now I'm stuck. Okay, let's try that again. Let's just burn this thing now while I have the chance. Okay, now that I'm here, I actually need to go... No, wrong one. I need to go to the right. To find Apollo. And let's just bow to him. And he gives me a harp. What the harp will do is that it'll summon Pegasus as kind of a means of getting around this place easier. And it's also useful against one boss that will, or one mini boss that will come into contact with pretty soon. Just getting my checkpoint just to save my olive count. And just, these flamingos are a lot like the goat men in that they do have erratic jumping patterns. But folks, I want to go back and go all the way to the right. Let's use a gravity flip here, it's a bit easier. And in here, it's actually going to be another section where I need to burn the spider web first. Problem is you have to hit the dead center of the spider web, otherwise it doesn't count. Like that. See, I need to go a bit more to the left. This one's door 5, 4, 3. I need to get to 2. And this lady tells us about something hanging from the trees, so I need to find out what that is. And with that, I'm just going to hit this tree and find some ambrosia. So that's the second one of the game. I think there are about 5 total. But let's keep going. Because there's this other boss I need to fight. 3, 4... Okay, this one should be it. Yeah, see, the thing is, you can form mental maps about where you've been. The problem is, everything kind of looks the same, so you do have to pay attention to the colors in the background. And, I need to get rid of these bats with the staff. And here, you need to actually burn these thorns with the staff. Otherwise, they'll just stay there and they'll hurt you pretty badly. And just going through one more portal. And here we get to meet gels as well as those bubbles. Boy, does that look familiar to anyone who's played Zelda 2. Here I'm just gonna wait for these gels to pass by. And I'm actually gonna use the gravity flip just to get across. And do the same thing to go back down. So, see, I just need to make one more jump here. And depending on where you are on the ceiling, then you can use a gravity flip. But that boss music means it's boss time. So this guy's gonna be the Hydra. He's another monster that Heracles had to slay as part of his 12 labors. And the tricky thing about this guy is also has some very erratic jumping patterns. Sometimes he takes those short jumps, and sometimes he takes those really big ones. Where his head lands is where he's positioned in the water. After a certain amount of time, he'll jump at you. So you have to hit him with a staff of fennel about 8 times. And, yeah, see, that's the problem right there when he takes those big jumps and you're not prepared for it. Oh, I thought that hit him. Yeah, this guy is pretty difficult. Only because of his erratic patterns. Yeah, see, the problem is that the way I fight him, I fight a little bit more conservative against these bosses, so I'm actually more prepared for the big jumps than I am the short ones. And see, that was up to number 4, I think. Yeah, see, he's going to be positioned there. Wherever you see those bubbles, that's where he's going to be positioned and jumping from. And see, I'm just trying to actually do this as carefully as I can. And that's it for the Hydra. The way Heracles actually defeated the Hydra in the myth was that he was able to burn the Hydra's necks with fire. Because before, when he tried to cut off the Hydra's head, 2 more grew back. And now that I've driven out the Hydra, I get the red sword. The red sword is an upgrade from the Staff of Fennel because it is stronger. And it doesn't shoot projectiles as much, or it doesn't shoot projectiles at all, so you will see me switch the staff from time to time. Especially when I got these groundling enemies I had to deal with. Or they just decide to jump over my shot, whichever one. Alrighty, now that I'm at the door where I found the ambrosia, let's get a move on. And just kill this bat. Now, stupid slowdown screwed up my jump. Let's see, I need to pick this guy off with fire, because I can. And that music means we got another boss ahead of us. This guy's gonna be the Cyclopes. He was made famous because of the Odyssey. And the way Odysseus defeated him was by blinding him by stabbing him in the eye with a sword. And as you can see, you can get this guy in a corner, and then you can stab him a lot. What you have to do is stab him in the eye in order to kill him. But now that he's dead, the entrance to Laconia has opened up. Laconia is a seashore place. And this one's got some nice music. We're also introduced to birds that like to drop rocks on us. And those rocks do a ton of damage, so you have to keep those in mind. Or you have to avoid those at all costs. You can get hit by the other enemies though. And here we're also introduced to monkeys who like to jump and cause all sorts of trouble for you. They're a lot like the hunchbacks from Castlevania. So, that's what we're dealing with here. You can also, stab some of the pillars and reveal some stuff. And you can also reveal some places you can fall from. And just taking care of that monkey. So I need to do this. I need to hit this pillar in order to drop down here. And in here... Oh, we can just keep going here. Here we find Poseidon's temple. And here we can just talk to Poseidon himself. And this is why I needed a 60 olives, so I can get the ocarina. We're gonna need the ocarina in order to progress throughout this place, because I'm gonna need to swim to various parts, including Crete and Phrygia. Oh, when the time comes. This part's just dark, you can light it up with a staff of fennel. I really didn't need to do anything about that because there was really no immediate danger. I am also going to want to go down for something, just as soon as these stupid goat men go by. I'm going to keep the staff of fennel on because I want to pick these guys off with a projectile, rather than try and stab them. Because I just think it's easier to deal with them with a projectile, instead of just trying to stab them. And, see, I need to go more to the right and not moonwalk up the stairs. Let's see, I need to go in here, so I can... Yeah, see, this is why I need the staff of fennel to light up the room, because if he kept going, he would have fallen into that pit, and it would not have been pleasant. See, switch to the red sword because we meet the Cyclopes again. And, yeah, that didn't start off well. Instead, I'm just gonna go in here and find the nectar fountain. And, okay, let's try this again. Fortunately, I did have him cornered. Of course, as long as I don't die, I would be okay. And let that be the first of many deaths I encounter on this talk through. Let me get the option to continue or retry. Like I said before, if you continue, you start off at the same place you were before, but you also lose half your olives. But if you retry, you start off at the last god you talked to with all your items intact. So, I am actually going to continue, because there was something I forgot. Let's see. Unfortunately, that means I'm going to have to shoot all these enemies again. So... let's see, what I need to do is, just keep going here. I don't know how that missed him. Yeah, see, this is why you don't want to let the monkey get away, otherwise he's gonna rampage all over you. And it will not be fun. Dude, I'm probably gonna get killed again with the way this is going. Yeah, see, I wanted to stab this pillar to reveal the flask. And the flask is going to give you extra nectar. That fountain I found earlier, that was a nectar fountain. And that's a free health refill. So I'll just cut until I get back to the boss. Well, farming for energy took a lot longer than I thought it would. But I am not quite at full health and ready to take on this stupid Cyclops again. Yeah, see, that's a lot better. It takes about 6 hits to deal with this guy. And at the end we get Ambrosia. So yes, that farming binge was worth it. And there will be many more farming binges from here on out. So I do need to backtrack a bit. Okay, now that we're back at Laconia, let's use the ocarina to call the dolphin. And just sail along. And you do have to watch out for fish that jump at you, as well as birds that like to drop rocks on you. And both these enemies do a ton of damage, so you really don't want to get hit by these guys. There was a hint earlier that I actually should have addressed. But there was a hint earlier that the siren actually uses a tone to draw you in towards her. But if you have a harp, the siren's, I guess singing isn't going to really do much. Because if you let the siren do whatever she wants, she's going to draw you in towards her, and then those claws will really mess you up. Now, how am I not hitting her? The weird thing about this thing is the thing has a tiny-ass hitbox, and I don't get the hit detection on it, but it's dead. Let's just let this bird go. And drop down for more fun. I'm gonna want to switch this white sword, or red sword. And it's because here we find Griai. These Griai are actually a lot like the Wizrobes from Zelda 2. They'll fire at you. The easiest way to deal with these guys is to, or actually women, is to move away. And then when they appear, just stab at them. Because the further you go to the right, the further away they are going to be from them, or from you. And then you're not going to be able to stab them as easily. And after the third one dies, you get the moon, or you get the crystal. The crystal allows you to see invisible things. And with that, I need to get out of here. And I actually am going to have to rush back to, let's see, I think it's going to be Argolis, because I still have something to do there now that I have the crystal. Dude, I'm gonna die here with the way this is going. Anyway, here's what the harp also does. Anytime you see those sun statues, you use it, and you call upon Pegasus. And here I am back at Arcadia. I'll just cut until I get to Argolis. Okay, now that we're back here in Argolis, you're going to want to take the left door. And I'm in here, there's going to be just the usual stuff. Let's deal with these guys quickly. Press select to use the crystal. And you find a hidden door. Here you want to go to the left. And just make sure you take the top left path. When in doubt, just take the top path. That's the way it works in this game. Let's just take care of these bats and make these jumps. And here we find Aphrodite's first nymph. Aphrodite is the goddess of love. And she's the one also helping us out. And this is the first of 3 symbols of love we're going to need in order to make it to Tartarus. This is just some plot. So now that we know where to go, or we at least know what's up, so now we know what we have to do. I am going to have to backtrack to the beginning of Argolis, so I'll just see you when I get there. Alright, now that I'm back here, let's use Pegasus. Yeah, you do kind of have to go through this sequence every time you use him, or summon him. And here we are back at Athena's temple. And let's just refill on nectar while we're here. And take care of these guys. Yeah, they really do decide to drop a lot of enemies on you here. But here's the reason I came here, is because I wanted to talk to this guy. And the second you collect the first nymph is when you can talk to this guy. And then he'll give you a key to go out to the second nymph. And with that, I'm going to call it a video, so join me next time as we journey on into the more dangerous parts of this game. See you then.